People become robbers for all sorts of reasons. They need the money, they are encouraged by others, resentment, anger, the list is endless. But the robber the police fear most of all is the one who does it because he enjoys it. The robber who is robbing for kicks will plan each of his jobs with great care. This can make him very difficult to catch. But those sorts of criminals are usually well known to the police. An organisation like London's famous Flying Squad will invariably have a good idea who are behind the really big jobs. The man at the centre of tonight's story, however, represented possibly their worst nightmare. He was an experienced criminal who enjoyed what he was doing, yet at the same time, he was a new face in town.
Sì, ci vediamo stasera, va bene. Sì! Va bene. Ci vediamo, ciao. Porca miseria. Buonasera. Che succede?
You the owner of this vehicle, sir?
I have done something wrong. I'm tourist.
Are you the owner, sir?
No, non capisco. The phone in the car, the batteria.
The battery. Right, we'll turn it off.
Grazie.
As the police would soon discover, this wasn't just about a speeding ticket. The man they were chasing was Valerio Vice, wanted for 57 armed robberies in his native Italy. Now in London, his charmed life as a playboy and gangster looked set to continue. In the 12 months after his arrival in Britain, Vice netted more than £300,000 from a series of daring raids on banks. He now had the cash he needed to continue the sort of lifestyle he had grown accustomed to in Italy.
Shishi, stop looking at me like that. You know I've got to go back. He's expecting me back soon.
So let him wait. Come and drink some more champagne with me.
Okay. One more glass. Then I really must go.
But Vice craved the excitement the robberies gave him, and that summer he was already planning a new job.
We've got O'Donoghue, and he says Poole is up for it as well.
You have to go now?
Will you ring me?
Of course I will.
Bye.
So, we have Poole too. That's good. Does this girl know you're using her boyfriend?
No.
If she finds out before we do the job, it's finished.
Don't worry about it. She's not going to.
Has the boyfriend worked out what we do if other customers turn up while we're in this place?
It's taken care of.
What about the other guys who work there? Well, they suspect him.
And I'm here. What's the matter with you? I said, don't worry about it. Her boyfriend's told me everything I need to know to pull off the job. It's taken care of, okay?
He takes care of you, you take care of his woman.
He'd put together a top team of robbers. He'd lined up a man on the inside. He'd even lined up the man on the inside's girlfriend. Vice always planned his jobs with great care. But this one had the perfectionist touch about it. This job was special.
2 customers, back door.
Ah, yes. They're expected. I'll go and find Mr. Latif. Okay, open the door now.
Good afternoon. I'm Pervez Latif. I own the centre.
How do you do? I'm Mr. Benetti. This is Mr. Laura. I rang earlier in the week. I was interested in opening a box.
Well, if you'd like to follow me, I'll show you the vault.
Don't do anything silly or we'll blow both of you away. Now call the other guard in.
You can't do this. My God, you can't do this.
The guard.
John, can you pick up some brochures and come through to the office, please?
On my way.
Down! Hands!
If either of you makes a sound, we'll kill you. I managed to... Down.
Let's go!
01. 01.
01 standing by.
Zero 02.
02 standing by.
Okay, move in now. What's the matter with you? Keep working.
An experienced flying squad officer, Detective Inspector Dick Leach, was handed the task of catching the most wanted armed robbers in the country.
This is Mr. Pervez Latif. He's the owner. This is Detective Inspector Leach.
How are you feeling now, Mr. Latif?
They've ruined me. They might as well have killed me.
Why didn't the alarm system work? I assume there's some sort of panic button.
Yes, there is. But the alarms are only internal.
How do you alert the police in an emergency?
We dial 999.
You dial 999? What about the video cameras around the place? Where do you keep the tapes from them?
We don't have any tapes. We have to guarantee confidentiality, you see. And our customers don't like being filmed.
That's a good start.
Brilliant.
In the yellow jacket that jumps to Sharon with Teak on it, past the two poles. I think Teak on it and Stafford three clear.
Just a quiet word, Mickey. What's the word?
Leach told his team to concentrate on known faces. The small bunch of top criminals he felt would be capable of a job this size. But he drew a blank. No one had heard a whisper about the Knightsbridge job.
Okay, Mickey. Thanks for that.
Of course, they could be lying. But Leach was forced to face the prospect that the job was down to a newcomer, someone he'd never come across before.
I've got something to show you, so it's still very chaotic in here.
Leach was worried about the ease with which the gang had carried out the robbery. But with no evidence of an inside man, he was forced for the time being to put his suspicions to the back of his mind. It was the forensic team who made the first breakthrough.
We kept finding traces of blood around the room, and then we came across this. It's this deposit box here.
Inside we found more blood, only this time, you can see here, there's a fingerprint in it.
Excellent.
All they had to do now was run a fingerprint check. It was inconceivable to Leach that a robber on this job would have no previous form. Leach was right. The man he was looking for did have some form. Unfortunately, it was all in Italy. A painstaking search through the Home Office fingerprint files began, but it was already doomed to failure. No one can be sure how much Valerio Vice and his gang got away with. Not everything in the boxes was declared or even insured. But it's generally believed the haul was somewhere between 20 and 40 million pounds. It was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, robbery in British history. The cash alone filled a bath to the brim, but Leach knew that even more complex than the raid itself was the job of disposing of the proceeds. Nothing had come up on the grapevine, and the fingerprint search, of course, had drawn a blank. Leach's next big hope was that he would get some leads on the laundering phase of the job. But Vice was more than equal to this part of the process too. A veteran of more than 70 jobs worldwide, he had built up a network of international contacts over the years. For this job, he brought in one of Europe's top middlemen, Israel Pincus.
Okay, ciao.
You buy them for $1 million.
Of course you do.
But perseverance was Leach's watchword, and finally it began to pay off. The fingerprint team had spent 9 days on the fruitless search through British records. Then, as a last resort, they turned to Interpol records.
I found him.
Valerio Vice. Wanted in Italy for 57 armed robberies. Believed to have been spotted in London last January, but evaded arrest.
And by now are almost certain back on the continent.
Maybe. Let's get on to the Italians. See if they can give us any of his associates.
Right.
The Italian police gave Leach the names of 5 known associates of Vice. One of the 5 had recently flown back into the country after a trip to the Middle East. His name was Israel Pincus.
OK, we've got him. He's still on the Bayswater Road. Hang on, he's slowing down. He's stopping.
I think he's looking at something. I can't quite see. He's looking at something in there. It's a Ferrari. He was looking at that Ferrari. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes, I am.
What do you want me to do?
Stick with him. Stick with him. Control, can you give me a check on a black Ferrari Testarossa?
The black car caused some excitement. They'd expected the Ferrari-loving Vice to be long gone by now. Could it be his? Was he still in London? No, came back the answer. A check revealed it belonged to a Mr. Clark of Surrey. Pincus went home, and the excitement was over for the day. A few days later, Leach called his team together.
If we're going to get Vice, it's going to be through Pincus. What's he been up to? What's he been doing?
That's the problem. He hasn't been seen when anyone tasty. He just seems to be popping up here and there. No real pattern.
What parts of London?
West mainly. We've done a check on his car. He's even got a parking ticket in the Bayswater Road a couple of weeks ago.
Wasn't that black Ferrari in the Bayswater Road?
Yes, sir.
Whereabouts was it?
What do you mean, sir?
Exactly where was it parked?
It was outside a hotel, I think. I remember now. It was White's Hotel.
I wonder. What? I wonder if Vice isn't still in London. You see, maybe we've been concentrating so hard on the Ferrari, we missed the point. Even if the car had been Vice's, what was it doing there? Why was Pincus there?
The hotel.
They'd been using it as a meeting point.
Oh, yes, I know him. He's a regular customer of ours. He stays here a lot.
Is he here now?
Ah, well, I had some bad news. He booked out last night.
Damn! Last night. And did he say when he would be coming back?
I'm afraid he didn't.
If he does come back, would you ring me at this number straight away and let me know, please?
Of course.
Gigi.
Ciao.
Guessing that the police weren't yet onto him, and that even if they were, it would be the last place they'd expect to see him, Vice had risked a return to London to oversee the laundering operation.
You shouldn't have come back. It's too dangerous.
Why do you worry? Everybody worries too much. I like it here. Just relax.
The new black Ferrari was his after all, but again he'd got lucky. It was still registered under the previous owner's name.
Hey, so how's this boyfriend of yours?
I don't think he knows about us. I told him I was going for an interview.
And the police haven't been asking him any awkward questions?
Not that I know of.
That's good.
Leach now knew Vice was still in town, but he had no idea where. He ordered his men to stick closer than ever to Pincus.
He's on the move again. He's still heading west into town.
We missed him by half a day, sir. I still can't bloody believe it.
And what about the rest of the gang?
Well, this guy Pincus has led us to a couple. But I don't want to move in on him yet, because he's our best hope of finding Vice.
Hello? Yes, he's right here with me now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on my way. Pincus has gone to White's Hotel. It must be for a meet with Vice.
But as the team waited for Vice to arrive, Pincus caught them by surprise. He left, alone. Where was Vice?
He's on the move. No sign of Vice at the hotel. We're following on.
Valerio Vice's charmed life continued. Pincus had been waiting for him, but Vice was late. Minutes after the impatient Pincus had left, taking the surveillance team with him, Vice turned up. Once again, Leach had missed him by a whisker.
Mr. Vichey, hello. Hello, I was supposed to meet someone here. Has anyone been asking for me?
Not to my knowledge, sir, no.
Va bene, I'll wait in the bar.
Very good, sir.
Hello? Is that the incident room? Mr. Leach, please.
But Vichey had given up waiting for Pincus and drove away, unaware that Leach's team were only seconds behind him.
That's Vichey. He's moving west up the Bayswater Road. We're right behind him.
Right, stay with him. Stay with him. Don't let him go.
Right, we got him. We're right behind him.
There's a car on the road. It's stopping. Stopped.
Right, let's go. Come on. Get the keys! Get the keys!
Hey, it is only a game, and you have won. Boot.
Vichey had taken one chance too many. In the boot of his Ferrari was a case full with jewellery and cocaine from the Knightsbridge safe deposit boxes. The contents were worth more than £2 million. Leach's team swooped on the rest of the gang, throwing up one final surprise. From Israel Pincus' home, they retrieved a phone bill for the hotel room he'd shared with Vichey in Israel. The two men had been phoning one number almost every day. When they checked who the number belonged to, they were staggered.
Mr. Latif, we'd like a word, please. You're under arrest for the involvement of the robbery at your premises. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You're not obliged to
Parvez
say...
Latif, the manager of the Knightsbridge Safe Deposit Centre. Leach had considered the possibility of an inside man early on, but Latif had been so convincing playing the victim that he'd stayed above suspicion, right to the end. It was only after Latif's arrest that he found out his girlfriend Pamela had been having an affair with Vichey. Leach's team speculated that the beautiful blonde had been another reason for Vichey returning to London. But in the end, it was a love affair of a different kind that was his downfall. Leach discovered that Vichey had been due to flee to Colombia a week before his arrest, but he put his departure back because of problems obtaining an import license for his beloved Ferrari. Valerio Vichey pleaded not guilty to charges of robbery and the possession of firearms. But at the Old Bailey on January the 30th, 1989, he was found guilty of all counts and sentenced to 22 years in prison. Parvez Latif, the inside man, got 18 years, and Israel Pincus, the fence, got 10. 3 more gang members, David Poole, Peter O'Donoghue and Stephen Mann, got 16, 11 and 5 years, respectively, for their part in the robbery. Finally, Pamela Seamox, Latif's girlfriend, and at the same time Vichey's secret lover. She was sent to prison for 18 months, but it was suspended for 2 years. Was it 20 million they stole? Was it 40? Was it more? The final words have to be those of Valerio Vichey's.
Speaking from prison, he said, there is only one truth, and that is jealously guarded in the corner of my memory. The price has been high. Only time will tell if it has all been worthwhile. Good evening.